What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Grassland Garage. We are out at Autobahn Country Club. It is Sunday, day 2, and it is a hot one. I mean, an absolute scorcher. We're talking about a heat index of 105. Thankfully, little red behind me is turning and burning. We just stuck a sticker set of Hoosier tires on the car, and we're going to go and just kind of put a heat cycle or two in them just to get them, good to go for when it's going to be a nicer day out. We ran the Toyo 888Rs on the car, and surprisingly, they did all right. Normally, I really do knock on the R888s, but for whatever reason, they were holding up in this 97-degree temperature, and they weren't getting greasy, which was kind of a surprise. So we're going to be giving ride-alongs. I don't have any students today. I had one, but he got bumped up to intermediate right out of the gate. And, yeah, we're just going to go have some fun today.
Alright, so I'm going out for my first session of the day as the lead instructor for RevMatch track day event. I'm normally too busy at the start of the day to get out on track. This happens to be the intermediate run group that I'm going out with. Periodically, one of our instructors or myself will go out with the intermediate group to essentially get a feel for the overall group. We're ensuring that everyone in the group is doing what's expected of them, such as being situationally aware, pointing people by in their designated passing zones, as well as just overall being a safe driver out on track. I mentioned earlier I was supposed to have a student, however, I guess they made a mistake during registration and accidentally registered as a novice. Well, he got bumped up to intermediate. Well, that happens to be the driver of this white Civic Type bar that's in front of me. So we're going to follow him out on track and, see what he's all about. There wasn't much action going on in the first 2 laps. I finally caught up to my would-be student and his buddy in the red FRS. They're going to take a super late point by from this green MX-5. I wish the MX-5 had gotten it done sooner and not so late into the corner. He's also going to try to give me a point by just after turn 4, which isn't one of their designated passing zones. So me being an instructor, I don't take it. Just tell him to keep going. If you guys find yourself in this position, do just that. Just hang back. Now, if they cut throttle and pull off and do something very unpredictable, safely get around them. But if you find yourself in that situation, come talk to one of us instructors and we will deal with that, because we need to make sure these guys aren't in over their heads. And this guy was a little bit borderline on that. He was too busy driving in his mirror and not paying attention to where he was going. So the 2 BRZs ahead of me are 2 of my friends. The blue one is my buddy Jeff, and ahead of him is Corey, who you guys know from prior episodes. He's not driving his Impreza, known as the Battle Wagon. Now he's in his actual nice BRZ. We're just having a good time. Jeff gives me a point by. Now I'm going to go chase down Corey, see how far he can run. As you guys can see, my would-be student is still up ahead of me. I keep getting caught up in traffic, and I have to drop back. Corey's going to give me a point by right here on the exit of turn 3, and I'm going to try running down my would-be student again and just see what they got, because we're moving at a pretty good pace. Last lap was a 1:38.9. My lap timer just died, and it's not too far off my record pace for Honda Challenge, and it's 95 degrees with a 105 heat index. So the Hoosiers are putting in their work today. Take a point by from one of our other fellow instructors, Tim, in the orange spec Miata, and I finally caught up to the bumper of my would-be student in this Type bar. So, these guys are moving pretty good, and it took me a bit of work to catch up, with all the traffic. However, you're going to start noticing my would-be student is making some errors already because he's a little bit too busy driving in his mirrors. into turn 11, his focus is elsewhere. He missed his brake zone completely, went in a little bit too deep. I had to check up just because I thought he was going to end up going off the track there. We end up having him stretch his legs a bit to try to pull a gap on me. His buddy in the red FRS is now going to give us both a point by. I talked to him after the session. He said he wanted to chase just to see where he was losing time on me. Now what you guys are about to witness here is the reason why intermediate run groups are typically the most dangerous to be out in, and that's because people let their competitive nature and their egos get the best of them. You're going to notice he pushes real wide here into turn 3. He's overdriving the car. He nearly spun it there. If you're not aware, turn 3 at Autobahn South is known as the $1 million corner, and that's because well over $1 million worth of cars have been totaled there. He's pushing himself beyond his limits. I'm just trying to let him collect himself because I don't want to pressure him too much because I can definitely tell his focus is elsewhere. But he's still trying to outrun me. He goes into turn 6, super hot, misses the apex, went real wide, drops 2 wheels off here. I'm just going to back off completely because I need him to collect himself. His focus is everywhere but where he's going. I just want him to just drive, get his head straight. Once we get to the next pass zone, I'll take the pass. But you're going to notice he turns in super early here into patience. I don't know where his mind is at other than just panic mode, and that's kind of where I need it not to be. If you find yourself in this position, collect yourself, maybe take a cool down lap and bring the car in. Gives me the point by, he's going in, and now I have nothing but open track in front of me, so I'm going to go for a flyer. And then other than the brakes being an issue with Little Red, the rear shocks on this car are absolutely gone and in dire need of being rebuilt, as you can see with just how bad that bouncing in turn 2 was. So I just checked the mirror. I got the K-Tuned Industries BRZ catching up, giving him the point by. They take it, and yeah, the car is it's a very cool car. It's a K-Swap BRZ. If you guys aren't aware, it runs GLTC and quite the competitive package, to be honest.
So how would I describe today? It's been peaks and valleys. The Civic has been running good. So we ended up running a 138.9 on the sticker Hoosiers. They're only SM7s. They're from date codes 2018. I paid $100 for them. They're putting in work. It's 97 degrees out, heat index like 105, and to throw down a 138, that's a damn good time. 137.1 is my Honda Challenge record on Toyo RRs. So if I imagine that if this was 30 degrees cooler, we were in like the mid 60s, then this car would be putting in probably about a 36, maybe even a 35. With that said, in the middle of that session while I was running good, the inner CV decided to start puking its gut on the driver's side, and I had quite a bit of cleanup to do. So wiping down all the grease and then replacing the axle cost me $145 from AutoZone. But now I have a 2-year warranty on axles, so anytime an axle goes, off to AutoZone and get a new one. So I would describe the car as doing, the the Lord's work and sharing the love. I'm going to be taking one of my prior students' relatives out in the car. He had forgotten his pants, so I loaned him a pair of sweatpants. Thankfully, I didn't wear them.
So this is my passenger's first time on a racing circuit, and we're going to give him a good ride in Little Red, just show him what it's capable of, show him what being on the racing track is all about, and just overall give him a good time. And if you've noticed, I have a silver 3 Series BMW crawling up my ass, and I'm doing my best to keep distance on him, but that car is significantly faster than Little Red is around Autobahn. But it's always fun. I always go out there with these guys, and we always have, a good time playing cat and mouse, and I'm usually the mouse. And I know it's not visible, but he is glued to my rear bumper right now, and I'm going to get out of patience. As soon as we round outside the exit of patience, I'm just going to give it up, because there's no point in me trying to outrun him any further. Just give him the point by, let him go, and try to keep up with him. All was well for this session. Nothing felt out of place up until about this moment. I just started feeling something in the steering wheel, and that something turned into a whole lot of something.
Got a front tire. Well, that was all you wrote. That was pretty fun. All right, like I said, today is peaks and valleys. Well, here's the case in point of another valley today. This was a sticker tire at the start of the day. I'm not exactly sure the cause of it, other than the fact that they were 7-year-old Hoosiers. It's because these are the SM7s. But if you look at this tire, the belt internally shifted on the inner sidewall, because this is how the original size would be, and this is all overinflated on the inside. So don't run old tires. I mean, I don't say I got $100 out of them, but I mean, at least I still have 2 good ones to go in the back of the car. But yeah, catastrophe. I think I'm just going to call it a day. It's too hot. Although the wind's picking up and the humidity's dropping, so the dew point being down, it's feeling a little bit cooler than it felt in the last couple days. But with that said, I'm packing it up. I'm calling it a day. We're going to load this thing on the trailer and get out of here.